Now this scene straight off from the bat shows you basically everything that's happening. I'm going to go ahead and slow this down. So it's like a not a deserted island, but basically somewhere like similar to the quantum realm. And it shows you like a mansion of the villain, the true villain, straight off the bat in the beginning, which is insane. I don't think it's going to be the actual quantum realm because we haven't discovered that, and that's Ant-Man's job. I'm pretty sure it's something similar to that. That's where they are, quote unquote, the end of time, but I don't think it is. And shortly after, Sylvie is rescued by Mobius, which we get to see for the first time. Really, really cool. Then it cuts to the Egyptian statue, and smoke follows it. Now, none of this was in the trailer. It was all gone, and it was a completely different scene. Theories on it being King the Conqueror called Chronopolis, and that is completely wrong. This is just a normal wasteland, or actually, it's probably not even in time and space at all. But anyways, it cuts slowly to this amazing scene with Thor trying to grab his hammer in a tiny little bottle. Written on that bottle is the variant number T365, which is actually a comic book reference to the Thor Frog comic book. But anyways, that's that, and really cool Easter egg. Going back to the Lokis, we have a very interesting scene actually. So a ton of betrayal here. One, the Thor type of Loki has a betrayal against the rest of the Loki group, and then the Loki group that just showed up, the President Loki, turns on that Loki, and then the other Lokis that are with him turn on each other, and then a funny scene with the alligator chopping off that President Loki, and then they all have a battle to fight for ruler, I guess. It's pretty dumb. Really cool Grant powers are shown in this thing, and Loki actually looks at all of it because it's pretty amazing on how he does all this, and he's never seen it before. So that's really, really cool on that part. And the boss that they're going to fight basically kills everything in sight except for metal, which I can see. Alright, and then we're cutting back to the Renslayer and B-15, and they have a little conversation about many different things. It's really important on this part. She doesn't believe that the whole TVA is real anymore because she doesn't know who's behind it, and I actually do believe that because she doesn't know King the Conqueror yet. It could be a variant of Renslayer or Renslayer herself. I don't know. Then Miss Minutes actually doesn't even let her fully access all the files, but then she says it's really important because she has to know because the person, whoever is in charge, is in trouble. A really cool scene here is that they have a little connection, Sylvie and Loki. She asks if he'll betray him at the end. He tells him, I betrayed everyone in my life and I won't let you down. So he actually really does trust her, and you can see a very good character development throughout this. Kid Loki then gives Loki a weapon, and then they go ahead and say goodbye to Mobius. He's going to go back to the TVA and presumably burn it down. I love this scene where he hugs Sylvie. It's just amazing. It actually warms my heart a lot. I love that scene. It's super amazing because Grant, or old Loki, literally projects full on Asgard, which is insane. Like that amount of power. And then she asks, how does he do that? Loki replies, I think we're stronger than we realize. Shortly after, Grant dies, sadly, leaving behind only a helmet, which kind of sucks. But yeah, like I said, only metal doesn't get consumed. Sylvie tells Loki that he can actually copy basically an enchantment power, and they actually do end up enchanting the monster and opening up the reveal for the actual boss, which they go ahead and go in, and it cuts off. That's literally it. That's what we get. And it looks like it's the quantum realm, maybe space, somewhere out of time, obviously, or somewhere really, really secret. It could be another universe, anything. Just so many speculations. Now, for the theories that I think who it is. So, number one, in the trailer, there's a few scenes that we haven't seen before. One is the Loki Asgard scene in a full-on throne with this, like a little serpent throne, and that one we haven't seen, so that could be the boss. Definitely we've seen tons of the palace, like the mansion that we just saw right there. We've seen a ton of those scenes. We've seen Sylvie fighting literally nothing, but they cut the person out in the trailer, so I'm pretty sure she's fighting someone, obviously. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below of who you think it is. I think it's going to be either obviously a different version of Loki wanting to overthrow basically all time. It could be a younger version of Odin, but evil. You never know. And he basically just drifted off and went somewhere else, you know. never had his Asgard palace and is basically wanting to overthrow all the other Lokis just because. I don't know. Why not? You know, he has a full gold suit, so it could be anyone. It's definitely someone that's King Loki for sure. Um, it could be King Loki at the end of the series. I don't know. There's a ton of cast at the end, so maybe at the end, since E. Grant actually said he was able to project an image of himself, basically finessing Thanos into thinking it's a real projection because he actually does make the projections really real. Loki could just go back to his timeline and basically go back to being quote unquote dead and then faking his death like typical Loki and then go back to his old ways. That's if Sylvie dies. So if Sylvie does die, he'll do that and just go back to his evil ways. Because he would have given up hope. But there's definitely going to be a second season to Loki. And in that second season, they 100% are going to be releasing King the Conqueror in that season. That's going to be like a little Kickstarter for Quantum Mania. It's going to be in 2022, possibly in the middle to the end of the year. Because Renslayer obviously doesn't know anything that's going on. She was a trooper basically, and if she was with King, she would have had more higher authority. That's why Miss Minutes didn't give her any authority over anything. So yeah, it's not King, 1000%. It's either Loki or someone completely we don't know, which I'm hoping it's someone we completely don't know, because that would be a lot more of a surprise and more exciting, but I guess we'll have to see. Anyways, see you guys in the next one. Make sure you like, comment, of course, to subscribe, because you don't want to miss the 6th episode, recap, and theories, maybe for the next movie or something. See you guys in the next one.